Hey, all my sweet fourth graders. All right, now, today our lesson is going to be something new, and I want you to pay very close attention because I don't want you to go to fifth grade without knowing how to reduce a fraction. So today we're going to talk about the word reduce. Now, we did equivalent fractions on Monday, and if you look at our equivalent fractions, even though this has 4 pieces and this has 12 pieces, even though they're different, they're still equal. Because if you see, our blue color and our green color is the same. That is like how reducing fractions, because this one right here, let's see, we have 4/6. Do you see how 2/3 is equal to 4/6? They're equal. But when you do a math problem and say you get the answer 4/6, you've got to know how to make it 2/3 without somebody giving you a picture of it. Because you're going to be reducing fractions the rest of your life. So this is a tool we need to learn. And if you know this right here, I want to go over this again. 4/4 equals 2/2, because every fraction that has the same number on top as on bottom, the numerator and the denominator, always equals a whole. And that right there is proof of it right there. You will be seeing that again at some point. Now, if you look right here, 4/8 equals 2/4. But remember what I showed you the other day? What does it also equal? That's right, it equals 1/2. But you've got to know when you do a problem and you add your fraction, which we will do soon, when you get an answer, you've got to know how to reduce it without pictures. So that's what we're going to work on today. And I'm going to have to pause it because I have somewhere. Here, just a minute. Let me get something. You can't see me, so you really don't know what I'm doing. I forget. All right. Now, this right here, let me zoom out a little bit. I have put this on, Google for use. It is attached. I'm looking for the word. This is steps to reducing fractions. And right now, I really can't see it real well. I know your eyes are better than mine. So it might be good if you can print it. I don't know how well it's going to print because it is a picture. But I'm going to read it for you. Ask yourself when you start reducing fractions, will the numerator go into the denominator? Okay, so let's stop right here. I've got 2/6. Ask yourself, will 2 go into 6? 2 times what equals 6? Oh, 2 will go into 6 because if I'm doing my 2 multiplication facts, I say 2, 4, 6, and there 6 is. So, if it will, you divide the numerator and the denominator by the numerator, and your fraction will be in lowest terms. So I'm going to take 2/6, I showed you right here, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 1 is 3. I'm going to divide, 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now you're in lowest terms, so 2/6 equals 1/3. And in 5th grade, if you do not reduce it to the lowest terms, you will have it will be kind of wrong. Let's do another one. I have 9/27. Ask yourself, will the numerator go into the denominator? Will 9 go into 27? Well, let's think. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is what? Yeah, 27. So I'm going to divide 9 divided by 9 and 27 divided by 9. Do you see how I wrote that? What does it equal? That's right. It equals 1/3. And right here, I put 9/27 equals 1/3. And right here, it says if the numerator does not go into the denominator, which you will see a lot, you need to find the greatest common factor. That's called the GCF. And divide the numerator and the denominator by this number. Now, if you'll remember when we were doing our greatest common factor, we made factor trees. And I didn't put this down, but if you want to write it down on one of the papers you printed it, right here, do you remember that these are the factors? And these right here are your multiples. Do you remember that? I hope so, because these are also factors on this side. This is your multiplication chart. In the middle are your multiplication, the answers you get. Say 2 times 2, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 would be your multiple, and 2 would be your factors, all right? So I hope you remember that. So, thank you for cutting that down, Mary Hope. Now, so right here we have 12/16. Ask yourself, well, 12 go into 16? No, 12 won't go into 16 because 12 times 1 is 12 and 12 times 2 is 24. So we've got to go find our what? Our greatest common factor. So right here I made 2 factor trees, one for 12 and one for 16. I'll try to zoom this in some. We'll learn one day. Okay. So right here, 12. I put 1 times 12 is 12. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 4 is 12. And then for 16, I put 1 times 16 is 16. 2 times 8 is 16. And 4 times 4 is 16. Now, if you see, I've already crossed out numbers. We never use a 1 to reduce. Ever, 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 because it would be the same. If I divided 12/16 divided by 1, you know that 12 divided by 1 is 12, and 16 divided by 1 is 16. So we would not be reducing a fraction. Now, 2 we have in common. We don't have 3, so I marked it out. We have 4 in common. Okay? We don't have 6 or 8 in common, and we don't have 12 or 16. So we have 2 common factors. That's 2, and that's 4. Now, out of 2 and 4, what's my greatest common factor? Yep, it's 4. So what are we going to do with 4? We're going to take 4. We're going to take our numerator. You know, 12 divided by 4 is 3. 16 divided by 4 is 16. All right? So, now, we're going to do another sheet. I'm going to do another sheet with you. All right? We're going to practice, practice, and practice. That's the only way we're going to know how to do this. All right.